In Akorda, Nursultan Nazarbayev met with the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, who arrived on an official visit to Kazakhstan with his trip to the Central Asian countries. During the meeting, Nursultan Nazarbayev noted that Kazakhstan and the United States have been in cooperation for 24 years. The president expressed his support on the initiatives of Barack Obama. According to the president, at present about 500 companies with American capital operate in Kazakhstan. Nursultan Nazarbayev said that the republic intends to continue this work. In turn, John Kerry expressed confidence that the close partnership between Kazakhstan and the United States will facilitate the implementation of 5 major institutional reforms in the plan of the Nation 100 Steps. We have been cooperating with the United States from the first days of Kazakhstan's independence gaining, which will turn 24 in December, and Kazakh people are grateful for continued support of our sovereignty and economic development. Today, there are about 500 companies with American capital in our country. We are committed to continuing this work.
The United States is the largest direct investor in Kazakhstan. And I met this morning with the American Chamber of Commerce representatives here. They were very pleased.
Earlier, the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry met with the Kazakh Foreign Minister Joly Nadrisov. The sides discussed challenges of bilateral, regional, and multilateral cooperation and approved a joint statement with the 4th session of the Kazakh-American Commission on Strategic Partnership. Particular emphasis was made on the questions of implementation of agreements reached at a meeting of the presidents of the 2 countries, including ones concluded in September this year in the framework of the participation of heads of state in the 70th session of the UN General Assembly. Mr. Adrisov and Mr. Kerry discussed in detail the issues of expansion of trade, economic, and investment cooperation. They agreed to intensify efforts to strengthen cooperation in science, technology, and education, as well as to expand the legal framework and simplify the visa regime. The U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry visited the Astana Mosque Hazrat Sultan. Here, the American politician met with representatives of Kazakhstan's clergy. Experts believe that such a step speaks a respectful attitude towards the American authorities to traditional Islam. The chief imam, Jibek personally met with Kerry and took him on the sites in the mosque. At the end of the meeting, the chief imam and Secretary of State exchanged gifts. John Kerry has presented a picture of the mosque with the words of the Holy Quran, and Jibek presented the traditional bottle of Kazakhstan for drinking kumis called Torusuk to the guest. In addition, John Kerry visited the locomotive assembly plant, a joint venture of Kazakhstan, Russia, and the United States. He was impressed with the job that he's been doing since the company's opening. The plant has reached a good volume of locomotives production. John Kerry held a lecture at Nazarbayev University. The U.S. Secretary of State began his speech with the welcoming words in the official language. University students, as well as the diplomats, ambassadors, political experts, and economists gathered to listen to the lecture of John Kerry. The foreign guest has raised various topics, including environmental issues in the Central Asian region and the issues of combating terrorist threats. He also mentioned the famous Gennady Golovkin in his speech and said that people born in the once closed from the main region of the world can transform their capabilities today and tomorrow. According to John Kerry, modern Kazakhstan has created a solid foundation for further development. This gives an extra incentive for cooperation between the 2 countries, he added. As expected, the Secretary of State of the United States will stay one more day in Kazakhstan.